Alright, before we continue with number 4 and 5, I made a slight mistake, or actually I didn't read the instructions completely on number 3. On number 3, we made the matrix and solved it. It really only asked to set up the equations. Just to show you, this is what the equations look like right here. And if you notice, it's the same as this matrix that we had right here. 2b plus y plus 3, 1500. It's just set up like this. That's our system. I went made its matrix and went ahead and solved all of that. I just took it a little bit farther than we needed to. Okay, number 4 and 5. We're going to put the matrices in the calculator, and then we are going to solve it. I already showed you how to do this earlier, so we're just going to go back into the matrix, and we're going to go to the edit. We're just going to edit the same 3 by 4 one and 3 by 4. Okay, we do 1 enter, 2 enter, 3 enter, 9 enter, 0 enter, 1 enter, 0 enter, negative 1 enter, 0 enter, 0 enter, 1 enter, 3 enter. Okay, once you have all entered, go ahead and quit, and you're going to do RREF for A again, and it's going to get us our solutions. My solutions are x is 2, y is negative 1, and z is 3. 2, negative 1, 3. And if you notice, we already had z and y solved for. Y was negative 1, z was 3. We could have just plugged this back in. So this is x. So x plus 2y plus 3, z is equal to 9. And we could have substituted in plus 2, y was negative 1, which we get from here, plus 3, and z is, what was z? Z is 3. And we could have solved that. And that would have gotten us this 2 as well. I find it easier to plug in the calculator, let the calculator do the work for you. Number 5, you can solve it by hand, or you can just plug in the calculator. I'm perfectly fine with you just plug in the calculator. Go back to the matrix, edit it. 3 by 4 is what we want. Negative 2, 1, 3, 20, negative 3, 2, 1, 21, 3, negative 2, 3, negative 9, enter. Second, quit. Gotta quit before you do it. Put RREF and A again, and you get negative 4, 3, and 3. Alright, let's go to the next page. Next page, it says Michael is shopping for clothes. He needs to buy an equal number of shirts and ties. He also needs to buy 4 times as many shirts as pants. Shirts cost $35, ties cost $25, pants cost $40. And Michael spends $560. Using the system below, determine how many shirts, ties, and pants he's purchased. I'll be honest, we can set up this and we can solve each of these, or we can solve this. We have T is equal to S, and we can solve for P here and plug those in, or we can go ahead and set up a system. Sorry, not system. A matrix. I like to set up the matrix. We're going to have our S's, our T's, our P's, and then our number over on the end. So S in the first one, we got to solve this and get everything to the left side. So this one is going to be S minus T is equal to 0. So we have S, which is going to be 1. Negative T is going to be negative 1. There is no P, so that's 0. And that's going to be equal to 0. This one, we got to move this 4P over. So we're going to have S minus 4P is equal to 0. My S is going to be 1 again. My T is going to be 0 since there is no T here. My P is going to be negative 4, that's the coefficient, and that's going to be equal to 0. Last one's already set up for us. We have 35, 25, 40, 560. That is my matrix right there. Let's put that in the calculator. Let's scroll all the way down until we hit the 15th year, and it's going to be 14 million, 14.19 million, or billion, sorry. Let's get one more on this video before we have to change. Number 8, a function is represented on the graph below along with the line y equals 2. What is the value of g of 4? This is the function g of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go ahead and call that -2. What is a solution set where g of x equals 2? Well, g of x equals 2, well, there's one here at 2, and there's another one here at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 and 7. What's the solution set of g of x greater than or equal to 2? It is greater than or equal to 2, and it's above here to the left and above to the right. I don't want this in the middle. So this is 2. It is going to be x is less than or equal to 2, or x is greater than or equal to 7. What is the domain of g of x? The domain of g of x is all real numbers. Could be all real numbers. It could also be written as funny r. It could also be written as negative infinity to positive infinity. However it shows up, I'm not sure what it's going to look like on the test. What's the range of g of x? Well, g of x goes only to this far, so it is -3, that's my smallest, is less than or equal to y, because that's y, domain is x, and the largest value I have is infinity. Another way we can write this, is -3 to positive infinity. Actually, this would be inclusive, non-inclusive there. Either way of these works. Let's go ahead and get one more on this video before we change over. Alright, number 9. The table shows some values from absolute value function y equals hx. What would the value of h of 2 be? H of 2, put in 2, we get 5. Solution set where h of x equals 3. Where does it equal 3? Well, equals 3 there and there. So -2 and 1. What is a solution set where h of x is greater than 3? Where is it greater than 3? Well, it's greater than 3 here. See how these greater? And greater than or equal to 3 down here. So basically, it is greater than 3 where x is less than or equal to -2, and x is greater than or equal to 1 for those.